This is Into Math 2nd grade, Module 15, Lesson 3. We are going to start on page 367 and to solve multi-step addition and subtraction problems. The I can statement is I can solve multi-step addition and subtraction word problems. Please gather your workbook and a pencil and turn to page 367. We will start under Step It Out, Part 1. On a hike, Ted collects 6 pine cones. Shivali collects 8 pine cones. How many more pine cones do they need to collect to have 25 pine cones? Okay, let's take a look at Part A together. Choose the operation you will use. Think, how can I find how many more pine cones they need? So it looks like we're going to need to do 2 things. The first thing we're going to need to do is find out how many pine cones they have together. They have 6 and 8 together, so that's going to be an addition problem. And then we're going to need to find out how many more do they need to get to 25, which is the total they'd like to get. So we're going to be doing an addition and subtraction. We're going to use both equations. All right, let's take a look at Part B. Complete the bar model. Write an equation for the first step and solve. So here we have the total number of Ted's pine cone 6 and Shivali's 8. So we need to put these two together or add them together. So we have 6 plus 8 equals, and maybe you'd like to pause and try this part on your own. And when you come back, you will find that 6 plus 8 makes 14, so we can complete and solve this part of the problem. Together they have 14 pine cones. We can answer Ted and Shivali collect 14 pine cones. Great job. All right, let's take a look at Part C. Complete the bar model. Write an equation for the second step and solve. So here we have the total amount of pine cones that they want to collect. Remember, they want to have 25 pine cones altogether. And right now, they have 14, which is what we learned when we put the 6 and the 8 together. So we need to find the unknown, the difference between what they have and what they want to have. So we can create an equation that shows that they have 14 and they want to add the unknown to make 25. So if you'd like to pause and solve this problem, maybe you want to start with 14 and count on till 25, or take 25 and just take 14 away to find this unknown number. Whichever way you solve it, you are going to find that 14 plus 11 will make 25. So we can write 11 in the unknown. Now we can solve. They need 11 more pine cones to have 25. Excellent job. You have solved a multi-step word problem. Great job. Let's look at the next page, page 368, under Step It Out, Part 2. Sasha has 15 trading cards. She gives Tyler 4 of her cards. Then Tyler gives her 7 of his cards. How many cards does Sasha have now? Okay, this is a lot of information. Let's just read that one more time together. So Sasha has 15 trading cards. That's what she starts with. And then she gives Tyler 4 of her cards. Then Tyler takes his cards and he gives her 7 of his cards. So we want to know, how many cards does Sasha have now? So we've read the problem 2 times. Let's take a look at Part A. Choose the operations you will use to solve the problem. Think, how can I find the number of cards Sasha has now? So we're going to look and see that first she had 15, and then she gave, or she gives or takes away 4 of her own cards. So that's going to be subtraction when she takes it away. But then Tyler gives her 7 of his cards. So we're going to add 7 to whatever cards that she has to find out how many cards she has now. Let's break this down. First, it asks us to complete the bar model. Write an equation for the first step and solve. Okay, so we are going to say that we know that Sasha first had 15 cards. So that was the total amount of cards. So let's go ahead and write that here. This is what we know she had. She had 15. And then we were told that she gave how many cards to Tyler? 4. So we are going to write that 4 here. She gave away 4 cards. So what we don't know is what did she have when she was done giving away those cards. So let's go ahead and make an equation. We have 15, the amount of cards that she has. We're going to take 4 away. And when we take 4 away from 15, what do we have? We have this unknown number. So let's solve that equation. 15, take away 4. 5 minus 4 makes 1. And then 1 group of 10 take away nothing is going to give us 1 group of 10. So our answer is 11. 15 take away 4 makes 11. So Sasha has 11 cards. But then something else happens, right? She has 11 cards, and then Tyler gives her 7 of his cards. So let's take a look at part C. Complete the bar model. Write an equation for the second step and solve. So we know that Sasha has 11 cards. So here's her 11 cards. And then Tyler gives her 7 of his cards. So he's going to now give her 7. And what we don't know is what is the total of cards that she has now. So we're making an addition equation. We're taking the 11 and we're adding 7 cards to the 11 that she has to find out what is that new total. So again, if you'd like to pause and try that on your own, you can do so, or you can follow along with me. We add 1 plus 7 to make 8, and then we have 1 group of 10 plus nothing, and that's going to be 1 group of 10. So we have 18 as our total. We complete and solve, and now we can answer the question, how many cards does Sasha have now? Sasha has 18 cards now. Wonderful work. On the next page, page 369, we will look at part 3. Olivia and Anna each have 12 beads. They buy a package with 5 beads in it. How many beads do they have now? Part A asks us to choose the operation you will use. Think, how can I find how many beads they have now? So we're going to look at the beads they have and put them together with the beads that they bought. So that sounds like an addition problem to me because we are putting 2 things together. Let's take a look at part B. Write an equation for the first step and solve. Well, it tells us that Olivia and Anna each have 12 beads. So I need to put those beads all together. Olivia has 12 and Anna has 12. So when we add 12 plus 12, what do we get? You can pause and solve this equation on your own and come back, or follow along with me. 2 ones plus 2 ones makes 4, and 1 10 plus 1 10 makes 2, so we have a total of 24 beads. Olivia and Anna have 24 beads. Great job. Let's take a look at part C. Write an equation for the second step and solve. So they have 24 beads, and then they buy a package with 5 beads in it. So First, they have 24 beads together. Then they're adding how many more beads? 5 more beads that they purchased. So we're going to write 5 here. And now we need to find the total. Once again, you can pause and solve this equation on your own or follow along with me. 4 ones plus 5 ones makes 9 ones, and 2 groups of 10 plus nothing makes 2 groups of 10. So we have found that 24 plus 5 makes 29. We have solved this question. How many beads do they have now? Olivia and Anna have 29 beads now. Excellent job. We are ready to check for understanding. We are going to write equations to solve the problem. Grace collects 8 shells and Zoe collects 9 shells. They get 5 more shells from a friend. How many shells do they have now? This is a two-step problem. We're going to need to find out what is the amount of shells that Grace and Zoe collect together, and then once they have that total together, they get 5 more shells. So we're trying to find out what they have now. If you would like to pause and try this on your own, you may do so and come back to check your answer, or just follow along with me. So we know that Grace has 8 shells. Then she puts her 8 shells with Zoe's 9 shells. So we have 8 plus 9. When we add 8 plus 9, we get the number 17. Then we take the number 17 and we are told that they get 5 more shells from a friend. So we're going to take their total, which is 17, and we're going to add that 5, which they got from a friend, to that total. So we have 17 plus 5. I'm going to do that over here on the side, 17 plus 5, and 7 ones plus 5 ones makes 12. So I'm going to put the 2 in the ones column and the 1 in the tens column. And then we add 1 group of 10 plus 1 group of 10, and we get the number 2. So 17 plus 5 makes 22, and now we have solved this problem. Grace and Zoe have 22 shells now. Excellent work. If you would like to go back and watch this video, you may do so, and you can pause at any time as needed.